you've been like growing pretty quickly. That's actually really kind of nice to see.
It's been a cool journey, yeah. Especially because I don't know that many other channels that have started within the last year or two in the men's space. A lot of the guys that I watch and that I know and speak to started a really long time ago. And I don't know what it was like for you, but I know that some of them it took years to get some momentum, even the ones who are huge now.
Yeah.
So, I started, my first video was in September of last year. Nobody watched anything until about December. And then from January until now, it's been like, 15, 20,000 subscribers a month from
Awesome.
from like 5,000. So yeah, it's been quick. I'm just waiting to get my silver plaque now. That's the new goal.
There you go. You'll get one. You'll get one.
I would love to
the way that you're going, it won't be very long at all. Same thing happened to me. I mean, I did YouTube for free for just, just a hobby basically. For probably there's old content that's gone, right? It's like, sure. It was a different channel back then. But it was probably 5 years that no one watched, and I was just doing my thing. My main thing, the only real reason that I started with YouTube was to drive traffic back to the website.
Sure.
Right. Because you got the free giveaway. I could you to join my email list and all of that. And I was writing articles strictly on the website. So that was like home base. And I made YouTube videos just to try to, kick people back to the website. Mm-hmm. But what I found was that, no one was really on YouTube at that point, 5, 6, 7 years ago. No one was talking to the 46-year-old guy explaining like, dude, you're not dead yet. You've got half your life. And I say this all the time, like you've got half your life left, even at 45, 46 to do whatever you want. Mm-hmm. Now, the quality of your life might change after 85 years old, but you can still do whatever you want. So I think anyway, that's how I grew as quickly as I did, because no one was talking to these guys.
I agree. I think if you can tap into something that other people aren't exploring, it's kind of like alchemy, and it's hard to explain what makes a channel successful. But when you see people who've been, no disrespect, but hacking away at it for years and years and years, and they still have a relatively small audience, normally I've noticed those channels tend to be kind of generic.
Got it.
But if people speak to an audience in a unique way, and sometimes that takes time to develop as well. I think when I started, my channel was definitely more of just a generic men's style channel. But the more that you practice making videos and think about what do I actually want to do here, you can distill that idea a bit closer. But I saw an interview that you did before. You were speaking about kind of the birth of the website as it was at the time. Sorry if you hear sirens going by all the time, by the way. I kind of live in Gotham City. So
I don't hear anything, so you're good.
Oh, okay, good. So I saw that you were talking about, the birth of the website, the genesis of that idea, and you were talking about how for you it was kind of a personal thing that you went through when you were around 40. There was a bit of a transformation and totally changing your life around. So I'd be curious to hear a bit more about what that was and what the triggers were for that as well.
Yeah, it basically started. So when I meet people, and they ask what I do, it's always, and it's still, even though like I'm really proud of what I get to do, like I love what I do, but it's always weird to like talk, I'm a YouTuber.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I'll say, I'm in social media, I mess around on YouTube. It's just weird. I don't know why. I should be more proud of it. But anyway, so it was a hobby back then. And I think I was 41, 42 at the time. And I lost like almost 40 pounds, like 38 pounds. Got myself in the gym. My dad had passed away, and it was just like, I needed to do something more, right? I was married at the time, and I hired a trainer, got myself in the gym, and then none of my clothes fit. I mean, after a couple of months, it's just like, okay, I need to redo everything, because you probably know if you lose 10 pounds, like things fit differently, but if you lose 40, like nothing works. So at that time, being early mid 40s, what do I go and buy that's age appropriate, cool, that still works for, a mid 40s guy or early 40s guy? Because I don't want to look like a grandpa, but I don't want to look like a 15-year-old boy either.
Yeah.
So what do I do? Like, and I feel like brands don't market to, this older age demographic. It's all for kids.
Not stylish brands.
Yeah. 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 True.
I had a very similar experience that got me into a new level of style, I would say. So for you, what was your style before that experience? The closet that you cleared out, what kind of clothes were in there?
It's very blue collar, jeans,
Right.
t-shirts. Yeah, not much. I mean,
Yeah.
I worked in a manufacturing plant for over 20 years, 22 years.
Wow.
The last probably 8 years, 10 years, I worked, I had an office job, a desk job. But my background is manual labor, manufacturing. I raced cars for almost 10 years, like 9-something years. So I built my own car. I worked on my own car. So I was like, I didn't have a lot of nice stuff. All my stuff
Sure.
was pretty lame.
Yeah. For me, I did the opposite to you, basically. I was about 23, fairly new to America, fairly new to LA. And I had at the time what I thought was a nice wardrobe. It was a lot of blazers and suits and dress shirts, but it was all fast fashion. It was Zara, a store in the UK called Moss Bros, Top Man, things like that. So I thought I was kind of dressing sharper, but it was very bad quality. Then, as will happen, this, like in LA, every single guy is in great shape. And I'm 6'2", and I was about 130 pounds, 140 pounds. So
Okay.
super, super skinny. And I decided to go to the gym and gain weight. And as I did that, I went up to 220 pounds in less than a year.
Holy cow, dude.
Yeah. So as you said, nothing fits at all.
Oh yeah.
And I came back down from that and I kind of found a bit of a happy medium where I am now, about 180, 185. So I had to buy absolutely everything from scratch. And luckily was earning a little bit more money then. I'd been learning a lot more about these other stores, the Suit Supply, the Brooks Brothers, places that you hear on YouTube as well. And I thought, okay, I'm going to rebuild my wardrobe and I'm going to do it in a more elevated way. And that was kind of my introduction to real classic style.
Yeah. I think when I started, it's funny, like I think we all do it, or at least I've seen it quite a bit when guys first get into like style. For me anyway, I went overboard, right? I bought a bunch of suits and I was like wearing a suit jacket with jeans, trying to be kind of hip and trendy, that 44-year-old hip trendy guy with the volcanic pocket square that was like humongous and the crazy color and, all the beaded bracelets and everything. And it just, lapel flowers, the works, dude, the crazy socks, everything. And then I look back at those pictures and go, dude, you were trying really hard. But
yeah.
I think, I don't know. I think for me now, I live in Southern California, right? So you're familiar with LA, and where I live is even more casual than LA. Okay. It's like no one dresses up. So when I go out, and it's so funny that I don't even think I'm that dressed up when I go out. Maybe a nice pair of chinos, some loafers, and a nice shirt that's tucked in. Right. It's like just the simple fact that I tuck my shirt in is like, holy, who's that guy? It's so weird.
Yeah.
So I've had to really tone everything down. When I first moved here, I wore my sport coat, nice shoes, and it was just, I was way out of place. So I've just kind of had to tone everything down.
Yeah, I definitely remember feeling somewhat out of place when I was in LA. I remember going to the Roosevelt Hotel in Hollywood and laying by the pool in a double-breasted suit and thinking, I might be a bit overdressed for this environment.
Oh my God, that's rad.
What was it about Southern California and wine country that seemed like a good place for you? Was this around the same time that you did your kind of life transformation and decided to move somewhere new? Yeah.
Basically, I met a woman that lived here.
It always starts with that one.
I know, right? It's either a woman's school or career that makes you move like that. But from Seattle. And it's crazy. My dad had retired to Arizona, and I would go see him a couple times a year. And I remember being there like in February, where it's like just rainy and miserable in Seattle. And I was there for probably a week or so. And I woke up every morning to blue sky and sunshine and palm trees. And I'm just going, this is awesome. Like today's going to be a great day, because it just made you feel incredible. Because I never got blue sky and sunshine at, 7 a.m. it's always rainy. So anyway, yeah, she lived here. Long story short, I ended up, moving from Seattle down here. And it's just by chance that it's wine country. And I wasn't really into wine. I kind of was. I was more like an IPA guy. I mean, the Northwest is, whiskey and IPA, heavy IPA people. But just sort of one thing led to another. And I'm a huge wine lover now. In fact, tonight, I'm going to this wine bar down in Old Town Temecula, and we're doing a blind tasting event. I think there's 4 to 5 different wines that we're going to try to call. So we'll see.
That's going to be,
pour it in the glass.
I would find that intimidating. Yeah. I've been trying to work on my wine palate, because it's also something I actually wanted to talk about on the channel. But before I try and talk about anything, as I'm sure you do, want to educate myself in it. But educating yourself in wine is quite a long process.
Yeah.
I'd say actually it's harder than educating yourself on style.
Yeah, actually, for me, you're not wrong.
I've found it a little bit harder. Yeah. Because also everybody has a pair of eyes that work fairly well. Your eyes don't need to be trained as much, but your palate has to be trained quite a lot. So I would be doing crazy stuff like putting tea bags in the wine to bring out the tannins, putting lemons in the wine to try get the acidity. Have you heard of this?
No, no. The only thing I'll do is drop ice cubes in like a Pinot Grigio and like on a hot day just to cool it off, but make it more refreshing. But or if it's too tart. If there's like a Sauvignon Blanc or something that might be a little too tart, just drop an ice cube in it, let it melt. It'll just water it down. That's sacrilege, but it's what you do.
Interesting. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about your weight transformation back then. And I know that lately you've been kind of getting back into that and doing the gym and working on your diet a bit more. Yeah. How's that going? And what kind of advice do you have for guys your age who are trying to do a similar thing? Because, for example, I know with my dad, he's been trying to lose weight for a really long time, can never seem to stick to a plan for more than a few weeks and get his diet and his lifestyle in the place that he wants it to be. So for you, what are you finding helps keep you consistent and actually enjoy this process?
The number one thing for me is accountability. So I had to hire a trainer. Right. If I just join a gym, I know myself. And if I don't feel like going to the gym, I'm not going to go. Okay. Right. Not that I don't have discipline and work ethic. It's just that I know myself and I will find something else to do. Like, I got to get this work done. I'm not going to go to the gym today. So hiring a trainer that's getting paid no matter what. Right. If I miss out, like I'm just throwing money down the toilet. So I got to go. And my buddy Scott goes also. So on Thursdays, we go twice a week. I go Tuesday and Thursday. Sometimes Thursday turns into a Friday. But my buddy Scott and I go on Thursday. So at 9 a.m. we're in the gym, and I think he goes Monday and I go Tuesday, just our schedules. So we can be competitive with each other, and he's stronger than I am, which kind of sucks. He's old man, but he's stronger than I am.
It's a good.
I call him an old man. Though. He's like 3 years older than me, but anyway. But he is a beast. He's an absolute beast. And this guy, if I can toot Scott's horn for a second, he's down, I think, 60 pounds, 50 pounds, 60 pounds, something like that. Wow. And I think he's going to kill me, 58 years old, 57, 58. And he's in the best shape of his life. He's an absolute beast. He's got guns and everything. It's incredible. It's incredible. So it can be done. But for me, it's accountability. Like I need someone to go like, hey, this is your appointment. And the thing for me was, I think for the first couple of weeks, my body was rejecting workouts. Like I felt sick. I vomited one day in the gym, which was super embarrassing. I had to run to the bathroom and hurl. But after that, like a month or so in, it was just like, all right, this is work. This is what we do now. And I heard something. Did I hear it or read it or saw it somewhere from some doctor talking about one of the main reasons that old people have to go into assisted living centers is that they can't get themselves on and off the toilet.
Oh,
right. Their body doesn't move. Like their mobility is. Yeah. The legs don't work anymore. The joints don't work anymore. So if we're sitting on the couch all day or sitting in our office chair during the day and then go home and sit on the couch, like it's inevitable that you're not going to be able to get off the toilet. And that to me was like, that's not an option. That's unacceptable.
Absolutely. Do you use any fitness trackers at all?
I don't.
Any wearables? I'm looking into them at the moment because Antonio kind of got me onto his Aura ring. He was telling me about it, and at the moment, I'm around like a 15% body fat, and I've been stuck there for about 6 months. And I'm like, I want to get down to the 10%. You know, that's when you
Yeah.
really have a physique where people go, wow. Not just, oh,
Right.
yeah, he's in good shape and you look slim or whatever, but something really impressive. So I think I might go for a tracker
Yeah, I've
because
got one of those Aura rings, but
you don't
I
really
don't use
wear
it.
it.
No.
Yeah. It's one of the few things that's not offensive in terms of visuals, because a lot
Right.
of the Apple Watches and stuff, I think I will never wear that. But the Aura Ring, I think I could do.
Yeah,
How do you
it's
find?
cool. Oh,
Sorry, go on.
the Aura ring's cool for sleep data too.
Mm,
Like there'll be nights, and I haven't done it for a long time, but there will be nights where I'd be home for a couple days, like not drinking wine or like going
sure,
out or
yeah, yeah.
anything. And then like Friday night I would go out and I'd, come home kind of tipsy. It's like, okay, let me put the ring on. And your sleep is completely off. Like
Yeah.
even after a couple drinks or a few glasses of wine, it is night and day difference. So you wake up the next day feeling like crap. And now I'm not motivated to work or to go to the gym. So it's a huge difference. So stuff like that, like keeping track of that is pretty beneficial.
I always worry with that it's going to be a double-edged sword. I'll wake up one morning and go, oh, fuck, I had 5 hours sleep. Like today is going to be a write-off, even if I feel okay. I've noticed
Yeah.
when I stay at home, my sleep it can be excellent.
Yeah.
But I don't drink very much. I never drink more than a couple of drinks. But just going out, it's very easy to stay up very late,
Yeah.
and I get up super early to work on the channel before my job begins. So yeah, if I wake up at like 5:36 on 5 hours sleep, the quality of my work during that day is going to be quite poor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, it's mostly on my employer's time that the poor work gets done. But
Do you go in or do you work remote?
no, I work remote. I've worked remote for a really long time. I briefly worked in the office because I was going to live in New York and they have an office there. And I hope they're not listening to this, but they don't know about this anyway, so it's fine. But I was working in the office and I thought, oh, this is terrible. I can't work on the channel right now. So I thought, yeah, we'll have to get back to the working from home situation, which
Yeah.
has been
Yeah.
good because, yeah, it's basically two full-time jobs at the moment. So the
Yeah.
more I can fit in on the channel during the day, that helps a lot.
And you're pumping out a lot of videos. So how many videos are you doing a week now?
I've cut back to 4 a week. It
Four a
was
week?
it was one a day for 2 months. Yeah. From March and April was one a day. I think I probably missed 2 days. Yeah, March and April was one a day.
Dang.
Which I think was great in March for the growth of the channel. I got like 40,000 subscribers in 1 month.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah, but then in April it didn't really seem to work. And in May I calmed things down and it was basically the same results as doing one a day. But the videos are better, really.
Yeah, that's good.
And like trying to come up with a new original idea every day is high quality is quite hard as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that is for me the hardest part of doing this is coming up with new
Mm,
ideas every single time. And also if it's a brand deal, how do you make this into a little segment that doesn't sound like an 8-minute commercial for the thing,
yeah,
right? So
that's
it's
true.
value, 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 ad read, sponsor, value, value, value. But what
Yeah,
that value component is still has to tie in with the brand in some way. It's got to be close to
it
it.
does. Yeah. Because I think people notice if it doesn't. And for me as well, like I consume just as much YouTube as I put out there. And I know that it sucks when you see a sponsor that you don't believe they actually use or you don't believe they like it. So for me, it's always been very important. And I know we work with the same people when it comes to
Yeah, that's
sponsorships a
awesome.
lot of the time. Yeah, but one of the things I like about them is it's always been a case of if you don't like it, we don't want you to do it. You have
Exactly.
to actually genuinely like and use the product.
Hmm.
Do you have a kind of daily routine for actually working on the YouTube channel? Obviously, it's a self-employed job. What's your system for keeping your output up?
I don't really have
You don't
one.
really have
So
one.
it's
You just
so
wing
embarrassing to say. Yeah.
it.
That's why I don't do a whole lot of productivity videos. Like, oh, do this, because I don't. I kind of, I mean, like I work, like I get stuff done, right? I do 2 videos a week. Sometimes I'll sprinkle in a Saturday video, and there's some other junk that I'm working on as well. But if I know something has to get done, I will create the time to just sit here and just get it done. The morning routines are usually I'm up between 5:30 and 6. This is when my body clock
Okay.
gets up. I have my coffee. I sit and watch the news for a little bit. I have a protein smoothie, and I come in the office and I start writing on whatever I've got coming up. I do have. So what I'm doing right now is I'm in work mode. So I'm building content ahead of time. I've got surgery in 2 weeks. My buddy Dave is coming into town next Thursday, and he's staying for 4 days. So I'm not getting any work done in those 4 days because I'm entertaining him. And then when he leaves a week later, I've got surgery. I'm going to be down for a day or two. And then 2 weeks after that, I'm going to Cabo for 4 days.
Okay, nice.
So I can't produce content during those things that are happening. So it's like build out ahead of time. So that's what I'm doing right now. So, but then if I get myself to where I'm, say, 2 or 3 weeks in advance, where I've just buckled down and got a lot of stuff done, I can kind of goof off for a few days, and go sightsee or just kind of do whatever I want.
Yeah.
So I allow that time to sort of balance, I guess, but it just sort of happens that way. I don't really plan much, except for now, because I know I've got to get a lot done.
Sure. Yeah. And then at what period in the day do you say, okay, enough work for now, I need to go relax or have fun? Or are you one of those guys who still check in comments at 10 p.m., looking at the analytics, things like that? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really mess around with the analytics. I just get a little pissed off when the last few videos the last few videos I've uploaded have been tankers. Like no one's watching them. So I'm like, you just put it behind you, respond to the comments, put it behind you and move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Right?
It's so hard to guess what's going to be a successful video. I find looking at analytics, even trying to replicate previously successful videos, it's just like this black magic that it's so difficult to understand. So for me, it sounds like you do the same thing where I don't even try and play to the analytics. I just try and come up with the best ideas. And hopefully, generally, the better the idea, I think the better the video. When you come up with something, you think, I don't think anybody's done this before.
Yeah.
Or I don't think anybody's done it in this way. That tends to be a video that does well. But I've noticed that you have been expanding the scope of the channel a little bit away from just fashion, but also well-being for older guys specifically. How have you found that content has been received?
Mixed bag. Mixed bag. Especially if I do any type of car content.
Right.
Because I'm a car guy. I love, if I could, I would maybe start a second channel just vlogging from the car. I don't know. Probably not. But I feel like, so the main crux of the channel is style. It's always going to be fashion and style. It's always going to be there. But that's not everything that a middle-aged guy wants to talk about. Yeah. I feel like I'm my own demographic, right? Which I am. And so if I'm going through something personally, that's a video idea. Because if I'm going through it, chances are there's 100 other guys that are going through the same thing. Whether it's a breakup, whether it's, financial, whatever it might be, diet, exercise, trying to get fit. I mean, there's
a lot more to life than clothes.
Right. And I feel like it's turning into more of a lifestyle channel, which I'm fine with. I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah, that's definitely been something that from very early on I wanted to make with mine. Because also there is a point at which you talk about clothes and you can learn about clothes, but then you get to a diminishing returns of there's so much that you need to know to be well dressed. There's an extra level that you can learn to be, oh, wow, this guy really knows his stuff. But beyond that, I think you can actually even overcomplicate it. And some of the guys that I see out there who are so into menswear, so into classic menswear, I think you could take a poll of like 100 women and they wouldn't even really like the outfit.
Hmm.
Not that that's always the aim to be appreciated by women,
Right.
but I think you can actually end up going a little bit in reverse when you're so focused on clothes. Like you said, you're wearing the pocket square puffed out hair, the flower, the crazy socks, and then it's like, actually, does this look good anymore?
I
Or am I just
know.
going
I know.
overboard? Yeah.
Kind of a clown,
Yeah.
but
So
yeah,
tell me
no,
a little bit.
oh, go
Sorry,
ahead.
go on. No, no, you go.
Oh, I was going to say, I just think as far as the channel goes with lifestyle, I just feel like how many times can you talk about shoes? How many videos can you make about polo shirts and jackets? Right? There's got to be something else. So let's talk about it.
Yeah,
If it has to
absolutely.
do with this demographic, like let's talk about it.
Although it does surprise me sometimes I'll meet somebody who likes the channel. I guess you get this now and then, like people will come up to you and say, "Oh, I think I watch your YouTube."
Hmm.
And sometimes they'll say something that they learned from the videos that I thought was almost not worth saying. So somebody said to me, "Oh, I didn't know you weren't meant to match your tie and your pocket square exactly." And I think,
Yeah.
damn, I learned that when I was like 16, you know?
Yeah.
And I've watched 10 other YouTubers say it, but I suppose if you're the first one to say it to them, then it's news to them.
Yeah. Do
But you
you,
mentioned, go
oh,
on.
do you find people will give you like unsolicited video topic ideas? You should make a
Um,
video about XYZ.
Virtually, yes, online.
Yeah.
What I've noticed in person is people come to me more as like an agony uncle if they
Hmm.
know the channel. So like there's a bar that I drink in where the bartender recognized me from the channel, and I happen to go there quite a lot because it's a pretty special bar in Chicago. And then there's a coffee shop I go to all the time, and people would be like, "Oh, what are you working on?" I said I have this YouTube channel, and now when I go in there, they'll be like, "Oh, I've got a question for you. Like what do I do with my friend, or can I wear socks with loafers and things like that?"
Oh
Like,
God.
so yeah, that's kind of how it's become. But
I had a guy
yeah, in terms
once.
of yeah.
I had a guy once send me a email or a comment or something, and it was the most bizarre request I've ever heard. It was something about, and with all sympathy and respect for this gentleman, he has a steel plate in his head, and
Okay.
so he's got like a scar, and hair doesn't grow, and he wanted me to make a video on how to style bandanas
Oh.
as like head covers, and how do you style that? How would you style that? And he said, I'm sure there's tons of other guys who would watch that video. So no, you and maybe one other guy would watch that video. That's just not a common thing.
Yeah.
It was just so bizarre. It was so
I,
bizarre. But
I also don't like to talk about things that I can't experience myself. People will ask me, I'm sure you get this. What do I do if I'm bald? And I don't know. There are guys out there who are bald who do know those, so they're
yeah,
probably a better reference point for you. Yeah.
yep.
It's
And
sad
hats.
that
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't
same.
talk about hats. I don't know
Yeah.
anything about hats. I don't wear hats. Cowboy boots. I don't. It's not my lane.
Mm, exactly. Yeah. I'm sure people ask you for hair secrets.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
get that. I
What
get
are
that.
what are the secrets apart from
Um,
jeans?
I have good parents. I have no idea. I didn't do anything or not do anything to still have my hair at 55 years old. It just,
Right. Yeah.
it's, lucky draw, I guess.
That's been one big thing that I'm hoping goes well. My dad is like you. My dad's 64,
Mm.
but full head of hair, perfectly gray, looks great. So I'm hoping that I win that genetic lottery. Although I've
I
heard
hope
it
so
can
too.
skip a generation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
what the science. Maybe there's some doctor listening to this going, God, these guys don't know what they're on about.
exactly.
But yeah, I've heard that it can
Probably.
skip a generation. In terms of looking good as an older man, being brutally honest, how much of a role do you think being in shape plays?
It's, it's huge.
Mm,
I mean, you can't deny that. You can't deny that clothes look better on a fit individual versus someone who's not fit. Same guy, but alternatively, you could be fit and still look like absolute trash if your
right, you
clothes
can
don't
hide your
fit.
physique. Yeah.
Right, right. So, but
Absolutely.
yeah, it just is what it is. I mean, you can't deny the fact that, that's why mannequins look the way that they look.
Mm,
I mean, it's a huge part of it.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And also tailoring the clothes to your body. Ironically, I found that the better my physique got, the less clothes would fit me off the rack. You kind of think intuitively like that they're making the clothes for a great physique, but no, they make clothes for guys with a beer belly because that's the average guy.
They are now, I would get,
like a slim fit dress shirt. It's like a dress on me. It fits me nice on the shoulders and the arms, but then it's just puffing out. So I've had to spend a lot of money on tailoring. You know, even if you buy something from Express and H&M, it's still worth taking that to the tailor.
Yeah, and that's not to say that you can't, you know, be a bigger guy and look amazing. You can, but I think in speaking broadly, clothes look better on a guy like you. You know, 6'2", 185 pounds.
Mm-hmm. Do you get any messages ever from people's wives asking for your help or thanking you for teaching their husband how to dress?
Every now and then. It's been a while, but I have. Yeah, I have.
The bar is pretty low for, well, men of all ages, but especially the 40s and the 50s. It tends to be a period in life where, unlike you, and you kind of reinvented yourself and improved many of your areas of your life, it seems to be a stage in life where a lot of guys say, fuck it. You know, they have children, they're coming to the end of their career and they just stop trying. Why do you think people get so comfortable and complacent with their appearance at that age?
I don't know, because I don't think like that. I mean, I get heat on all the videos I make about like what women like or clothes that women like on a man, stuff like that. There's one video, it's several years old. It's got a couple million views on it by now. And it was, I think, a month ago popping off. Every now and then it'll be sleepy, and then it just pops off. And it's like every comment, like hundreds of comments that are coming in brand new. And it's all like who cares what women think? Right. Well, dude, you watched the video. you read the title and saw the thumbnail. You watched it, and then maybe got triggered by something I said, like don't wear baggy cargo shorts, and you wear those, and now you're mad at me. So I don't know. I think my mentality has always been, or at least not always. I wasn't always, I don't know, on things as I am now. But I mean, in the last 10 to 15 years, why not be the best you can be? I remember, and this will always stick in my mind, when I started losing weight and dressing well, again, back in Seattle, the blog sort of took off in the Bellevue area, which is kind of a ritzy area of the sort of eastern Seattle, across Lake Washington. And they were kind of hip and trendy, and they would always do these events. And so I started getting invited to these events, and I would always dress up. My wife at the time would always dress up, and we would walk into a room. And I remember these women sitting on all these tables, like with their husbands, and they would look at us come in. We were the best dressed couple in the place. And I remember like this one woman was poking her husband. And I can only imagine her saying like, Bob, how come we can't look like that? Right. And it will always stick in my mind. So then it was like, okay, this is the goal now. Like every time I walk in somewhere, I want everyone to say that stuff.
Absolutely.
So, like, why not? Like, why not? I think it bothers me a lot that older guys don't care. The thing is, they do care, right? Because if you didn't care, you'd wear a bathrobe to work, and that's just not what you do. I don't know what that is, if it's laziness or if it's sort of acting too cool for school, right? It's like, I don't need to. A real man doesn't give a shit what he wears. Like, no, a real man actually does.
Yeah.
Right. Or if I go on a date and she doesn't like me for the clothes I wear, that's her fault. No, that's your fault. Right. You're the one responsible for your presentation. I don't get it. I just don't understand why more guys aren't willing to do this much extra work to look like badasses all the time. I just don't get it. And it's not even that hard.
It's really not, because the bar is quite low to stand out. But I've also noticed that videos talking about what women like, or when you're a bit more direct about what you should and shouldn't do, it's when people get the most offensive.
Yeah.
And I think it's a self-defense mechanism as well, because you can relate to this maybe not so much because you have nice cars, but when people see a guy driving past in a red Ferrari, they think, what a douche. But secretly they're like, damn, nice car there, because it makes you
right?
feel a bit more justified in not having the things that you want to have. So if you didn't make the effort to go to the gym and you're unhappy with your body, it's easier for your ego to say, well, that doesn't matter, than it is to actually go and make a change in the short term, at least. But
Right.
Humans, we have sensitive souls, and we can be very insecure and not really understand what's actually going on, like deeper down inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm sure like Bob in your story probably felt like shit when his wife said, "Oh, why can't we dress like that?" He's probably like, "Damn,
Probably.
yeah,
He's the
why
one
not?"
commenting on videos now because he's pissed off still.
Exactly.
No, I don't know, man. I just like, why not? Like, why not? I mean, just, it's not hard to
Yeah,
look cool all the time. And just, it's not hard. It's not pretentious. It's not, you're not, feminine to want to dress well. You're not self-absorbed. It's just, I don't care what people think. I'm not putting on a costume for other people. I do it for me to look and feel cool. And if other people like it and come up to me and say, that's a cool shirt. Like, I like your overall style. That's amazing. Like, well done. It's like, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
yeah,
It's
absolutely.
not, yeah, I don't get it.
I love being a well-dressed couple as well. I'm a single at the moment, but for me, I don't know if you agree, but for me, style is definitely something I look for in a partner. It's actually, people talk about love languages. My love language is dressing up, looking good for me. That's something that I appreciate a lot.
Yep. Yeah, that's a big component. Along many other aspects you're looking for in a partner, she's got to look good on your arm, and she has to know how to sort of doll it up when the time is right.
Absolutely. Are you single at the moment?
No,
Okay.
I'm seeing. I just started seeing someone.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But your dating experiences are quite fresh, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we're
I mean,
we're in we're different ages, but until recently playing a similar game. So I'd be curious to find out
oh
what
man.
it's like for a stylish man in his 40s versus a stylish man in his 20s. And obviously you're in more of a rural area. There's a slightly smaller pool for
Mhm.
you, but what's your experience been like?
It's quite easy, to be
Okay.
perfectly honest. And I don't say that to be a douchebag. It's just, if you want the truth, that's the truth. And looking the part makes it so much easier,
Okay.
right? Being relatively, fit. I mean, I've got a long way to go. I just have a regular average body at the moment.
Sure. But you're looking better than 90% of guys your age.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
Yeah.
I
At
can
least
see
top
that.
80% for sure.
I can see that. And so I don't know, man. And it also has to do with, talking to people. I mean, I can talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime. And I think it just comes natural to me. I think it's come more natural in the last couple of years, where I've been sort of forced into that role, being with someone, and then, now you're single again. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to be lonely, or are you going to go out and meet people? And I'm going to go out and meet people. Well, how are you going to do that? I guess I should go where the people are and talk to people. It makes it easy, sort of being in wine country. You just go park it at a winery, or go listen to live music, or go to a comedy show. This area, just a sort of sidebar, this is a really cool town. I was trying to, it's like, if you ever get back to California, you've got to come here. I've got
I
to
would
show you
love
around.
it. Yeah. I've been to Temecula once, but
Yeah.
I don't have the full tour.
Yeah. I mean, it can get old after a while, because it's another winery. It's another solo guitar band. It's another comedy show. It's another dueling pianos show. It's another food pairing event. But I enjoy the hell out of it. And it's a great way to meet women. It just is. What did my friend Sean always say before he moved? He said, "This is a target rich environment for guys my age." And again, not to be or sound like a douchebag, but it's not hard.
Do you think it's easier for a guy your age who's in shape, has good social skills, dresses well, than if you were 26?
100%.
Yeah.
Especially right now. I would not want to be a young man right now and trying to date and meet women.
Okay.
That whole thing, I do keep my finger on the pulse of like the dating market and stuff. Like, mid-20s to mid-30s, forget it. They don't know what's going on. That is a train wreck. Have you seen like what's the women don't want men to approach, but they want to meet men, but when men approach, they're creepy? I
Well, I
don't.
this is the age pool that I date, you know,
Wait,
and a lot
how old are
of
you?
them, 26.
You're 26. Oh God,
Yeah,
good luck.
and I tend to date women between 21 and 35, I'd say.
I saw one of your
That's a little
videos.
bit older, yeah. Mm.
Okay, I saw one of your videos where you talked about someone that you were messaging on a dating app and she would just turn
Oh,
you off completely.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I saw
That's
that.
right, yeah.
Yep.
But you know, and I think this video is a bit of an example of the bad stories are more remembered than the good ones sometimes. But also, I've found, you know, for example, with approaching, I feel confident going up to a woman approaching her if I think she's attractive. I haven't ever had a bad experience from that. And I remember actually very recently, I did this at a coffee shop that I was at. And like we'd exchanged glances a lot. You know, I was like fairly confident about it going well. And it was the first time I'd done it in a little while. And I had a bit of an adrenaline rush, as you do when you do anything that's a bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
And I called my friend, a female friend of mine, afterwards, which I would recommend every man has, especially if you're dating. It's very helpful to have a female counsel. And I said, "Lo, I just gave this girl my number in the coffee shop, and like, I hope she texts me." And she was like, "I can't tell you that that is like every woman's dream that some guy will just approach them in the coffee shop and write their number down and give it to them." But I think online, that perception is a little bit skewed. And I understand, like, maybe if I did that 100 times over, there might be two or three bad reactions. But I think it also depends on the kind of woman that you're looking to meet.
Yeah.
And I think women that get outraged by chivalry, men approaching, things like that, probably not the kind of guy, sorry, not the kind of girl that you're looking for as well.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of brainwashing going
Mm,
on these little short videos where, you know, women are saying we're the prize and we're the most valuable. And then the guys are like, you know, we're the prize. It's like no one's winning. No one's
yeah,
connecting, I feel like why
I
not? I
agree.
don't know what happened.
But I've never had a conversation like that actually in real life, either on a date, in a relationship, even. And like with my previous girlfriend, she was very intelligent and we would enjoy just discussing biological things, behavioral things, sex differences, things like that. But we never had like an argument of who's the prize because ultimately you both are, obviously.
Yeah.
It's completely ridiculous to think that one of you is 100% winning and the other one is just, oh, I'm so glad to have been snatched up by this man.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. So what I found, and maybe one thing that makes it easier is, you know, the pool of women that, you know, was
Hmm.
dating are older, like, you know, late 30s into late 40s.
Right.
They're done playing games.
Mm.
They generally know what they want, know what they're looking for. They've learned what they don't want and what they're not looking for. You know, they've
Yeah.
had enough experience to go, yeah, that's if a guy has those qualities, that's a big red flag. And same thing for me. You know, done it, been there, done it. I know what I want. I know what I'm looking for. And if you don't have it, it's like, nice knowing you. You're a great lady, but it's just not a match.
Mm. Were you always, well, in this most recent phase where you were you dating with the intention of looking for a long-term partner?
Yes and no.
Hmm.
Um, long term, yes. I am a relationship guy.
Yeah.
I want that built-in best friend. I want that built-in dinner date. Yeah, I want that travel companion. Yeah, of course. That's what I ultimately would be looking for. But I'm not going to put that pressure on everyone I meet. It's not fair to them,
Mm.
right? I think we're all, I would imagine anyway. I mean, there are some guys and women that just want to go fart around and just have a good time, and that's fine. You just have to communicate that in advance to the person that you just met,
Mm.
right? Not maybe first date, but at some point,
Before they get the wrong idea, at least. Yeah.
right? And then somebody starts catching feelings, and it's like, oh, I don't want that at all. Well,
Yeah.
what are we doing then? Like, how come we didn't talk about that? Well, now it's like you should have talked about it.
Mm. And I imagine that past a certain age as well, the percentage of people who are looking for a serious relationship becomes much higher. And well, maybe I'm wrong.
No, it's that, yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm 55. Like
Right.
I'm looking for that companionship. Like who's going to push my wheelchair?
You say on the
Who's
first
going to
date,
get me
hey,
off the toilet?
how do you feel about a commode?
Exactly, exactly. But yeah, man, I just don't, especially initially when meeting someone and taking someone out. You might have those thoughts where it's like, yeah, she could be long term. But you
Mm,
sort of, I just push that down and go, let's just go slow. Let's just keep going. Let's have a good time. Communicate kind of what we want, when it's the right time, and hopefully that
mm.
aligns. And if not, no big deal.
I agree. Yeah. I think it's beneficial in some ways to take more of a take it or leave it attitude, especially for a young guy my age. I think a lot of guys cause themselves anxiety, and I've had people in my DMs ask me for advice because they went on a date with one girl, thought it went well, but then she ghosted them, right? And he's saying, "Do I call her? Do I text her? Do I do all of this?" And I say, "She's seen your message. If she was actually interested, then she would get back to you.
Right.
But if she's not, then you just got to move on." But
Yeah.
I think if you are really looking for that relationship and you go on the first date and you're thinking, oh, this could be my girlfriend, this one's the one, you put so much pressure on that situation that you're actually more likely to give yourself a negative experience. Whereas for me, I'm fairly recently out of a long-term relationship, so I'm not actually trying to find a girlfriend.
Yeah.
So for me, when I go on a date, it's more of just enjoying somebody's company, getting to meet new people, see how I respond to different people. And, I just like going for dinner and having a good conversation with somebody,
Hmm.
and they have to be attractive. But as a result, if something fizzles out or I wanted to see her again, but she doesn't, I don't really care. And I
Yeah,
think
it
that
might
can
suck
help.
for a
Yeah.
minute. I mean, especially if you really like that person. Sure, it might suck for a minute. It'll take you a little bit to get over, but you've got to get over it because
Yeah.
it's just not gonna work.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, it's a small form of rejection, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it helps also if you have like a high volume of dates going on, then you're not going to weep over that one so much. But it helps being in a big city as well, where there's
Yeah, it
probably
was.
like 1,000 women move to Chicago every week.
Yeah, and that is actually one interesting thing about this town. It's a
Hmm.
big-ish town, but the community is really, really small and tight.
Mm,
So everyone kind of knows, especially, someone like me, like I know a lot of people in this town.
sure.
And it's like, oh, who's John with? Who's that? Who's that chick John's with? And then, right, oh, well, I knew the last chick through someone else. It's like there's 1 degree of separation,
Mm,
right? If I know someone, chances are they're one step away from someone else that knows them or something like that. I'm not explaining it
yeah.
very well, but
No, I get you totally. I would personally find that uncomfortable. I don't know how you feel about that.
it's not, it can be troublesome.
Mm,
I've been on dates. I've been at a location and someone that I had dated walked in.
right.
And it's like,
Yeah.
with another guy, like that's fine, but it's like, fuck, like this is just a little bit awkward. And do I
Yeah.
wave and say hi, or do I just let it go? And I just let it go. I might acknowledge, like, say hi,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
yeah, it can get a little bit weird.
That can even happen though. If you have a regular spot that you like to go on a first date, which I actually
Yeah,
recommend because finding a restaurant that has the right setting, food, not too expensive, it's quite hard to find, right? So when you get one, you think, okay, this is the place for the first business meeting. But then you get in there, the waiter's like, "Oh, good to see you again, sir." She's like, "Oh, did you come here a lot?" I'm like, "No,
I
no, maybe
know.
I went here last week with my friends."
Yeah, yeah. There's got to be some tact built into the servers,
That does,
but
yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
That's not too bad. Like if yes, I come here by myself sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. What do
Yeah.
women think of the YouTube career, and how early do you tell them that that's what you do? Or are you a bit more mysterious about it?
Yeah, I try not to. I'm not going to lie about what I do. Again, I'm
Hmm.
proud of what I get to do. Um, I generally won't say what I do until I meet them in person. I'll just say I'm in social media,
Yeah.
right? So this is how it used to work when I was on apps. I haven't been on apps for a long time, and
Okay.
this recent round of being single for about a year, No apps at all. And it
Oh,
was
right.
awesome. Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
better in person, dude. I'm way better in person than on
Isn't
apps. Like,
everybody
screw
as
that,
well?
dude.
Almost everyone.
It's
Yeah.
such a waste. Like, you cannot communicate on message. It just doesn't work.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, so I want to meet the person and spend at least a little bit of time with them. When I do say what I do, because they're going to go look when they get home from the date,
Oh,
they're going to go
yeah,
look you up.
for sure.
I will
Yeah.
say, don't judge me on my content or the
Okay.
thumbnails that I use,
Mm.
because if there's like a hot bikini chick and she's looking at me and I'm going like, whatever the stupid face that you have to make, that looks a little cheesy and douchey
Yeah,
and it's
cheesy.
super
Yeah.
cringy, but it's views. You've got to make something that people want to click on that's sort of exciting
Mm.
and somewhat salacious. So I will mention that. Don't judge me based on my content or, some of the weird, cringy thumbnails that I have to make, but feel free to watch what I've got and tell me what you think.
That's the only downside I find to YouTube. And I don't do it as a full-time job yet, but I probably will in the next couple of months.
Yeah, I'm glad you said
Like
yet.
it's at that point.
Nice.
But it forms more of what I do with my life than my job. Um, so I think it's just the fear of being cringe is like the biggest downside.
Yeah.
And the slight cringe element, I like to think that my channel isn't too cringe. Some people obviously don't have a fear of being cringe, some YouTubers, and
Correct.
it works well for them. But like you, I'm a little bit evasive about it. And I've kind of learned to do that, not from mistakes, but just things I think, "Ugh, okay, I wish I hadn't done that." Like I met a
Right.
girl at a club pretty recently, and she was like dead sober, so was I. So I didn't feel like she was drunk or anything, but I showed her the channel, and then like 2 a.m. she texts me a photo of her watching it on her TV with her friends. I'm like, oh God.
Oh my God.
Not that I mind. Like, there's nothing on my channel that I wouldn't be able to show somebody in person, and I wouldn't be ashamed of it. I'd be proud of it, if anything. But
Sure.
still, it's a little bit like, well, you could have had the real deal, but now you're watching it on TV instead.
Yeah, there you go. There you
Yeah.
go. No, there are topics that have to be talked about.
Mm,
And going back to what you said about sort of the channel changing directions a little bit is going into more lifestyle topics and content.
mm.
You have to talk about stuff.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like we
true.
have to kind of go there sometimes.
You
I just
need,
it was weird. Was it yesterday? No, 2 days. What's today? The 31st. Yeah, Wednesday. I'm writing a video and it's a sponsorship for BetterHelp, right?
Mhm.
Online therapy. So I'm talking and writing about suicide.
Okay.
And my brother committed suicide when I was 14 years old, older brother. So I've got that going on in my head as I'm writing about it. And
Mm.
then I realize it's my dad's birthday, and he's passed away. So I'm
Right.
writing about suicide and all this sadness. And then it's like, oh, fuck, it's my dad's birthday today, too. Oh, God. Like,
Mm.
it was just crazy,
Yeah.
like all this heaviness. But I don't know where I was going with that. But
Well, I think we were talking about maintaining some kind of boundary as well between
yeah, yeah, yeah.
real
Yeah, that's
life
right.
and YouTube. And obviously, you need to share your experiences in some way. Otherwise, you're just a robot. You may as well be using ChatGPT to write your scripts.
Right.
But where do you tend to draw the line of things that you don't want to bring onto the channel? For example, my ex-girlfriend is in some of my old videos.
Oh,
Now,
gosh. Okay.
I'm fine with that because I'm proud to have been with her, and she's a great woman, and she actually added a lot of value to that channel. Now, if I had like 500,000 or a million subscribers, I might be a little bit more concerned about my own privacy when it comes
Yeah.
to a girlfriend, for example, being on the channel. So,
Yeah.
what's your take on that?
I agree with privacy. I don't know that I would want my significant other to be shown on my channel. I've
Mm.
gone back and forth with that. I was seeing a gal for a long time, and we had conversations about her not showing up. Like, I don't show up on your Instagram, I don't show up in your
Oh, right.
videos, and it's
Mhm.
like, well, I don't know that I want that for you. I mean, look at the
Yeah.
comments that I have to deal with. Are you strong enough to deal with those types of comments? Because they would come in,
Yeah.
right? Even, the nicest person in the world somebody would have a problem with them and start talking trash. So I tend to just keep it on brand, I guess. And it's just more about, the lifestyle that I'm living, the things that I'm doing, the clothes I'm wearing, the events I'm going to, and just keep it that way. Like, let people understand what I'm about and what I'm doing and how I'm living my life.
Yeah. That's a tricky conversation to have because
Yeah.
I don't know if you have like a separate private Instagram, for example. I don't. My only Instagram is james.genz.
Yeah. I've got a
And
private one. I don't mess with
right.
it that much, but I think I've got
Yeah.
15 friends on there. It's like, if you know me well, you
Mm.
can come in, but otherwise, yeah, no.
Yeah. There's also always the risk of this has never happened to me, and I don't think it would because I'm proud of the way that I behave. But you go on a date with a girl, you say, "Oh, this is my YouTube channel," and then the date goes terrible. She's like, "This guy is a liar. This guy was a
Oh
right
yeah.
dick."
So that's why John is always on his best behavior. Always.
Yes. Yeah.
Always.
Well, it
Yeah, I will.
actually, I like that side of it though. Yeah.
Yeah. I will not risk um, my livelihood, my channel
Hmm.
on, getting wasted or doing something crazy or being overly handsy with someone. It's not going to happen. Not going to
Yeah.
happen.
I think it has this virtuous circle effect of you present these things on your channel and you know that you can live up to them as your best self. Obviously, we're not always these perfect people that we try and
Yeah.
present. But as a result, you feel like you've kind of developed this reputation to live up to. And even when it comes to like the way I dress, I think, well, if I went out, okay, I don't wear sweatpants, like I don't own sweatpants, but if I did and I went out to grab a coffee and I met a subscriber in there, I think, oh God, why is this happening now?
Yeah. So I'm not a t-shirt guy. I don't wear
Mm,
t-shirts out in public, but I do to the gym. I went and picked up my buddy. He needed to go to the hospital for a procedure and then drop him off, whatever, picked him up a couple hours later. And I wore a t-shirt.
okay.
And I'm like, fuck, if I run into someone, they're going to be like, what, you're wearing a t-shirt? John's wearing a t-shirt in public, everyone. So the other thing, so tell me how you feel about this.
Mm,
I had this conversation with someone not too long ago, and it's basically how we present ourselves on YouTube and Instagram.
mhm.
Um, should we not present ourselves in a way that's aspirational for other people to want to be like?
I agree. I think we should. I think the difference is that if we're doing these things hoping that people will aspire to be like us, okay, that sounds egotistical,
It
but
totally,
you know
yeah, it
what I
totally
mean.
does. That's
It
what I'm getting.
does.
Yeah,
It does sound egotistical, but there is an element of that. And if I'm not doing it, then they're going to watch Andrew Tate or Douglas Murray or whoever. I don't know who they
yeah,
like, but there's always going to be somebody that people are aspiring to be like. And more today, that's an influencer, that's a YouTuber, that's an Instagram guy. So I don't think you're really doing anything necessarily that egotistical because you're just filling a gap that somebody else would take anyway. But
yeah,
I kind of like the creating more of an aspirational image, but I live up to it a lot more than I would do if I weren't on YouTube. Like my clothes aren't the clothes that I wear on my channel are the exact same clothes that you will see me out in. And like I because I live in a busy city, it's not that unusual that I'll meet somebody who knows the channel. And yeah, obviously they don't say, "Oh, you're just like your videos," but I know I am because I probably just filmed something and then went out wearing the
yeah,
exact same thing. Yeah.
yeah. Same. What for me, what you see is what you get. I do tend to, um, maybe I'm a little more reserved on my videos than I am in real life.
Mm,
Like if you know me and if you're one of my friends and we go out, yeah, I'm more animated in
sure.
person, and around my friend circle than I am on my videos. So
Mm,
I don't know how that translates. Let me ask you a question. Speaking of friend circle and people seeing
mm.
you on YouTube, you just had a meetup.
Yes,
How was
yes.
that?
It was fantastic.
Nice.
I didn't know if one person was going to turn up or 50 or however, because I had like 85 people signed up, and you think,
Mm,
well, what percentage is going to come? You have no idea. In
right.
the end, 15 people came, but the 15
Cool.
people that came was just the best group I could have hoped for. And some of them have now become my friends, and we hang out quite regularly, actually.
Yep. I was going to tell you.
So yeah,
Yeah.
little shortcut if you need to make new friends in a city,
Yeah. Have a meetup.
have a
Yeah.
YouTube channel and then do a
Yeah. Some
meetup.
of my best friends I have today are from meetups
Mm,
5, 6 years ago.
right.
Yeah. And we're
That's
still
cool.
hanging out today.
And I'm
Yeah.
sure you get this as well. Obviously, the actual meetup event is a little bit like you're the host and you have to not stay in character, but like maintain your professional composure a little bit, as you would if you're at a networking event as a businessman. But the friends that you actually make from that are the people where you didn't feel like a YouTuber when you're with them. You actually forget that that's even how you met, and you just happen to have things in common, which is how you were connected through the channel. But you don't feel like I'm the host and you're my guest.
No.
You just feel like on a level playing field. Yeah.
Yeah. I find that for me ends pretty quickly. I mean, yeah, you're the host at the meetup, at the event.
Hmm.
After that, it's just like, I mean, if we gel and we jive and we're, similar goals and paths and all that stuff, if you can enrich my life and I can enrich yours and you're cool to hang out with, like, let's hang out.
Yeah.
Um,
Same for me. Yeah.
oh God, what was I going to, I just was going to say something. I totally forgot.
Well, I wanted to
Oh,
ask you, go on.
oh, I'm sorry.
Mm.
My friend Dave, I told you, my friend's coming in from out of town,
Yeah.
comes in on Thursday. I met him through YouTube
Oh,
during the
cool. Okay.
pandemic when I was doing lives. We
Mm.
had sort of chit chatted. He was commenting on a lot of my stuff, and we were sort of going back and forth. And he said, "Look, if you ever need a moderator
Mm.
when you go live, like I'm happy to do that. I do it for some other finance channel. I think he was doing finance, like day trading
Okay.
chats and stuff. And he was
Mm.
moderating for these guys. So I was like, yeah, sure. One thing led to another, and he goes, "I'm going to come out to Southern California." I'm like, "Well, come here, like come hang out." And so we were going back and forth, and I'm like, "Dude, it was like going to cost a lot of money." And I said, "Get yourself here and I'll take care of everything else." So I put him up in a hotel. He,
Hmm.
got his plane ticket, showed him around town, had a blast. He's come out like 2 or 3 other times and he's coming out again, this next week. And he's a big Porsche guy. He's got a Porsche
Nice.
being built right now at the factory. So he's sending me these update pictures from, Germany. His car's getting built. And
Mm.
yeah, we have a good time together. So it's like, this can bring people together and make good friends.
It can. And there are people that wouldn't have been connected otherwise.
Yeah.
Because this thing of style, it's not a great social hobby. Unless you start talking to people in suit supply and say, oh, let's be friends. It's not something that really brings people together. So having a way to do that is really cool. And for me, it just felt like a big honor to be able to actually put these men together, and that people liked the channel enough that they wanted to come. But one thing I noticed was a really big topic of conversation during the meetup was cars. I think people spoke about cars more than clothes, actually.
Really?
So, yeah,
Huh.
have you noticed the kind of overlap in interest between cars and style?
I have. I have, a different circle of friends that are, car people.
Sure,
And
yeah.
it's not for them, it's not necessarily style. It's cars, watches, and expensive, extravagant vacations and like
Mm,
experiences and storytelling.
okay.
Right. That's what I found from, these other guys that are, way achieving more than I probably will ever achieve. And I've talked about this a little bit. I've been on a few car rallies
Hmm.
with these guys, and you ask someone, someone pulls up in this insane McLaren, and you get to talking like, "What do you do for a living?" "Oh, I do this and that," and then that's it. They don't want to talk about work anymore. They want to tell
Yeah.
stories. Yeah. Or did you see the thing that just happened when we were driving down the cliff or whatever? We're going down. It's like, yeah, I totally saw that. It's like, that was crazy or whatever. That's what they want to talk about.
Yeah. Well,
Like at
I
that
think
point,
sometimes the jobs that pay that well aren't the most fun jobs, and they're not the most fulfilling jobs.
yeah.
Sometimes because of the way I dress, people ask me, "Do you work in finance?" And no disrespect to the people that work in finance, but thank fuck that is not what I do with my life. You know how fucking boring that must be. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but to me, a good career and a good life, which are basically very similar things because you're going to spend most of your life working, right?
Yeah.
So they're very interlinked. So to have something interesting and fulfilling, which luckily it looks like I'm able to do with this channel now, and obviously you're able to do as well, it means that I actually quite enjoy talking about work because also everything that I'm interested in, I've managed to incorporate into this.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
What I have found is that this job is and can be very isolating.
That's true. Yeah.
Right? Because you're in your house, you're writing your script, you're talking to a camera that doesn't talk back. You edit yourself, so you're staring at yourself, talking to nobody. It's just you and you
yeah,
being isolated, making content. And then you're answering comments from people that don't have faces. So it's very isolating. So the chance to talk to other YouTubers is incredible. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Or just other people in general. I remember the Menfluential conference, right? I don't know if you ever went to those, but they don't do them anymore.
Before my time, but I've heard a lot about them. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good. And Aaron, Antonio, God, Brock, and a bunch of, OG style YouTubers, they would all get together like a week or two before the conference. And they'd hang out. And I remember seeing these guys on Instagram. They'd be at their little, a man camp. They called it man camp. And they'd go somewhere for, 4 days or whatever and talk shop and party and have a good time and go eat fancy dinners. And I'd see this happen. I would go, man, I want to do that. I want to, because my blog was kind of there still, and my YouTube channel was nothing. But it'd be so cool to be one of these guys. And then I got invited. And it was awesome. Like, I could not believe an email came in and it was CC'd with all these guys. I'm like, I have Antonio's email address right here. I could email him right now if I wanted to, like personally. It was kind of cool. It was a really good way to connect with other guys doing this exact same thing. And like, doesn't it suck when this? Yeah, I hate when that happens. But what I do is I do this. I never even considered that. That's awesome. I'm going to implement that. Anyways, it was really cool.
It's one of those jobs which comes back to the thing about talking about it on a date. Of when you say you're a YouTuber, almost nobody has any point of reference about that. It's such a rare career and such a new career that almost nobody says, "Oh yeah, my uncle does that," or I nobody knows anybody else who does it. So when you do meet people, it's super cool. And it's been cool for me as well because a lot of the guys in this space are older than me. It's kind of like these mentor figures, which has been really cool. Antonio, I have to give him a credit as well because he's a great connector of people.
Yeah.
And he was the first person who reached out to me and gave me a call when I had like 6,000 subscribers. And, introduced me to a whole chain of people that, also ends up leading to me talking to you now.
That's awesome.
But, people in the space also are incredibly friendly as long as everyone's good to each other. It's not like, oh, well, this new guy, Gent Z's come up, so it's going to steal my viewers. It's like a community of people, and everybody's doing something a bit different from each other as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I tried for 2 years to do like a West Coast man camp because no one's doing it anymore. Like someone needs to take the lead and make it happen. And I tried for 2 years in a row to get people to come to Southern California, and it just was a bust every time. And it was like, all right, I'm just going to stop trying. But I wish.
It's probably because the weather's so bad.
What's that?
It's probably because the weather's so bad.
Yeah, exactly. The wine's horrible.
Yeah. Where did you do your events?
My meetups?
Yeah, your meetups, yeah.
Yeah, here in town.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, here in town.
Interesting.
Yeah, come to me. We had guys fly in. It was pretty cool. Mostly local California guys, but we had a few guys fly in.
Yeah, well, I found that California is not the most stylish of the states. as well. So I don't know what your demographics are like, but I've had a few people ask to do an event in LA. I'm not
Yeah.
sure how well it will go. I just also don't want to go back to California right
Mm.
now. Like I just got here.
Yeah.
But in the future, yeah, I would like to do it. But I noticed when I was in LA that it was very rare to see a guy wearing a sports coat, as I'm sure you
Yeah.
know. Whereas when I was on the East Coast or here in Chicago, it's actually pretty normal to see guys dressing fairly well. They might not be doing the best version of it, but they've made an effort. They're wearing a shirt to work or they're wearing a sports coat to go to dinner. So it's pretty nice to see, actually.
Yep. It really is. It really is. Yeah. This town is Southern California in general is super casual. It's just
It
the way
is,
that
yeah.
it is. I'm not going to change it. But I'm not going to participate in flip flops either. So I'm going to do my
Right.
thing.
What's your most casual thing?
Well, I do own flip flops. I mean, I'm not going
Oh,
to say I don't.
okay.
I mean, I go
I
get the
can edit
mail.
this out, don't worry.
I take the trash out, or I go get my mail and whatever, but I don't
Yeah.
wear it
No,
in
me too,
public.
me too. I wear them for the pool, you know?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll bring them to Cabo with me. Um, I don't know. I mean, I own t-shirts. I own cut off jean shorts, but I wear them
Yeah.
in the house or something. I don't go out in them.
Mm,
But yeah, it's kind of wearing shorts right now.
right. Yeah. A lot of the stuff that you talk about in terms of the actual pieces that you show, there's a lot of fast fashion there. There's express, more affordable stores. Was that a deliberate decision earlier on because that was just what you were buying and what appealed to you versus the more upmarket, Gentleman's Gazette will only talk about expensive stuff, for example?
Yeah, I think, like I said, I'm my own demographic, right?
Mm,
And so when I was starting this out, like I didn't have a ton of money, so it was Express. Um, got a few things at H&M, but I didn't like H&M at that point. Still
right.
really don't. Um, Express, Banana Republic, some stuff like from Nordstrom, like the Nordstrom, like the house brand was
Hmm.
Calibrate back then, and now I think it's just Nordstrom Men's Shop or something. Um, the other thing that happened with Express is they sponsored a bunch of videos.
Mm,
And so they'd send me gift cards to go buy stuff to show on the video. So I just ended up with a lot of stuff from Express,
okay.
right? I would go return some things that didn't work. So there was like 50% of the things had to be from a product priority list. These are
Hmm.
the new drops for the season. Make sure you get at least 50% of these items. Everything else, you can kind of get whatever you want.
Hmm.
And then if I didn't really like those pieces after the video, I would return it. And then they would just put that amount on another gift card.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, then what do I do with this? I guess I buy more
Back to
Express stuff.
Express.
Or I would give it to, my girlfriend and she can go buy some dresses or shoes or whatever.
That's the
Um,
benefit. Yeah.
that's just why I ended up with so much stuff from Express because
Right.
it was all free.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. Okay. Do you ever buy a girlfriend's clothes for her?
Yes.
Interesting. Me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. I got no problem with
Yes.
that. I mean,
It's a rare type of man who can be trusted to buy clothes for his girlfriends as
oh,
well.
wait, no. So I won't go out and buy something without her
Oh,
there.
okay.
Yeah. No, no, no.
Oh,
So we'll
okay.
go shopping together. And yeah, it just happened not too long ago, actually. And so she's trying on a bunch of clothes. I'm sitting out there waiting, and it's like, that's kind of a good color on you. Or what about the other size? Or what about the other color?
Hmm.
Oh, okay, then I'll try. What about? So then I would go like, what about this top? With those
Okay.
shorts. And oh,
Yeah.
that's a good idea. Let me try that. It's like, well, it fits. All right, we're getting that. Wrap it up. So yeah, I love that. I don't mind. I don't mind doing stuff like that. Helping someone out or just being like a second eye. Like, I don't know. What
Mm.
do you think? It's like, well, I like it. Or it looks funny around here, or, maybe it's too loose or something. So it doesn't
Mm.
really fit you. I probably wouldn't get it.
Yeah, that makes sense. But no, no, personally, I used to really I'd be at a store buying something for myself and I'd see a dress, think, yeah, I would love to see her in that, and I would just get it. And
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
had
That's
quite a good
cool.
success rate, which, yeah, for a man, that's a flex for sure. It's also
Heck yeah.
nice in a relationship if you can actually talk about these things because most women never experience being with a man where they can actually talk about what looks good on them, clothing, etc.
Yeah. Most guys like, I don't know. Looks fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Before we wrap this up, I want to talk about the new car. So,
Oh yeah.
give me the full rundown, and also why you decided to get rid of the AMG.
So I've always wanted, once I was in a position to be able to spend, that much money on a car, I wanted something a little spicy, a little bit special.
Sure. Yeah.
And so before I got the Mercedes, I was renting cars on Turo.
Oh,
so I'm interested in maybe like a, older 911. Let's rent one for a week. How is it to live with daily? Can I go get gas? What's it like to sit in? That kind of stuff. I did also rent the new Corvette back then. I rented the M5 Competition BMW. Amazing car. Holy smokes, that thing's brutal. What else did I do? I rented a R8. Actually, no, this is recently I rented an R8. So I ended up getting the Mercedes. It's a hot rod in a tuxedo. It's a muscle car in a suit. That's just what that car is.
Is this the C63?
The C63, yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. 500 horsepower, twin turbo, 4-liter V8. It's a beast. That car is quicker than my Corvette that I have now. Yeah. Oh yeah. Similar horsepower, but just the turbos just make it just go. I think it's got a lot more low end grunt than the Corvette does, so it just feels like you're getting up to speed a lot faster. That was and still is a very neat car. It just wasn't special enough, right? If you didn't know like what it is, because that's a special version of that car, right? But if you don't know Mercedes, it's just another nice black Mercedes.
Yeah, and that's the appeal of it for some people as well.
Yeah, I need something. I need a wing.
Sure.
I want something that looks a little more exotic. So here comes the R8. So started renting cars again. Rented the R8. Rented a Bentley. That was a nightmare. But the R8 is the aspirational car. Like that's what I would want if I could get anything. It's just out there. Like it's just I can't financially make that happen. That doesn't make any sense right now. So what can I do that's kind of similar? That sort of scratches that itch of mid-engine, rear-wheel drive, 500 horsepower. I mean, R8s make more than that, but anyway. And it was the Corvette. And my buddy's got one. I've driven that a bunch. That car, I mean, I don't know that you can do better, bang for the buck. Like technology, performance, horsepower, looks. You could get maybe an older 911 with 50,000 miles on it for that same price, but I don't want a 50,000 mile 911.
Yeah.
This thing's got I just turned 7,000 miles on it.
Okay, wow.
I mean, it's basically new. It's got a factory warranty on it. It goes like stink. It looks amazing. I just did that satin PPF on it. So it's that matte black look now, where it was gloss black. Exhaust is coming next. I'll probably lower it a little bit. It already has Vossen wheels on it. The guy that had it before me put bigger wheels on it. I'm a car guy. I mean, I've always been a car guy. My dad was kind of a car guy. I race cars. I don't know. People say it's a waste. I get that. Cool. It's not a waste for me. Maybe because you're into real estate or watches, that's where your money goes. Cool, do that. It's not my jam right now. Like I just want a cool car.
Yeah. How come you didn't go for the convertible?
Well, the top comes off.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, that little section above the two seats comes off, and so it's the best of both worlds.
Oh, nice. Okay, because the AMG was a hardtop, right?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, that was my favorite thing in Southern California. Was driving around with the roof down.
Yeah, I can just take this off, put it in the back, and
only thing I miss about LA.
The only thing I don't get to LA. I avoid going to LA. Like I have no desire to go up there. Every time I go up there, it's just like it's a shit show. Traffic's awful. It's funny, you go through like Beverly Hills and you think it's this pristine neighborhood. The power lines are just spiderweb spaghetti, like all over it. Like no one sees that. No one talks about that, but it's archaic. Just the infrastructure is archaic, and they're building these mansions, and it's just, overhead power lines just look like crap.
My favorite thing about living in California was just the day trips that you could go to from LA. My favorite part about it was just getting out of LA every weekend, every other weekend. Also,
Yeah.
the beaches, Malibu, it's still pretty beautiful. They haven't really ruined that too much. But I would enjoy going down to Orange County, to Laguna Beach, Newport for the day
Yep.
more than I would enjoy being in LA. Because also you don't have this so much really anywhere in California other than San Francisco and San Diego maybe, but there's no heart of LA. There's the downtown area, but the downtown area is possibly the worst
Yeah.
part of it. I love now that I'm in Chicago. I live downtown. I can walk everywhere. There's a bustling kind of atmosphere about it that I just never experienced in LA.
Yeah. It's similar here in Temecula. It's a good jumping off point. It's right between LA and San Diego.
Hmm.
We're inland a little bit, so the weather's warm, hot, you could say. But I can be, at the beach in 45 minutes.
Hmm.
I can be in San Diego in an hour. I can be in Orange County in an hour and 20. I can go to Big Bear. I can be in Palm Springs in an hour and 15. And then just do these cool little day trips. It's a cool little jumping off point right here.
Yeah, yeah. So I get the sense you're a big day trip and road
Oh,
trip
yeah.
kind of guy as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Not only day trip, but spontaneous. Like, I'm going.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, who wants to go? I'm going now.
Right.
I'm super spontaneous. Yeah.
Mm. Do you
Which,
think that, go on.
I was gonna say, which kind of makes it lonely sometimes because no one can do anything
Right.
like last
That's
minute.
true. Yeah. Can you take tomorrow off work to come to drive to La Jolla with me?
Yeah,
No,
let's go to
I have
Palm
to.
Springs for lunch.
I've got to be there at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to
Yeah.
find it very relaxing at the time, when I first moved to LA, I would finish work really late at like 8 p.m. And I was kind of too tired to do anything, but I felt restless. So I would go and drive and just drive like Malibu through the canyon. It was really, really relaxing.
Yep.
Do you think
Yeah.
that the car should match a man's style?
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, sure. I mm, I don't think
So I'll give
mine
you an
does.
example. I'll give you an example. So for me, I used to have a Mustang, but the person who bought the Mustang and the style I had at the time, I wouldn't buy one now. I love the performance of the car. I think it's a great classic car, amazing car for the money, but I would look a bit strange stepping out of a Mustang now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I personally matched the Mercedes like
Yeah.
to a T. This one not so much. The car just looks a little bit kind of wild and crazy, and then I step out and I'm, whatever.
Sure, yeah.
But I would say in general, yeah, to a point. Like, who are you as a man? Like, there's more to a man than his overall style, right? There's his hobbies, what he likes to do, who he is, like his values, is like who he is to the core. And, there's more to it than that. I think on the surface, sure, that makes a lot of sense. Like, oh, I'm a stylish guy, I'm going to get a stylish car.
Mm.
I mean, but does the car have other things that you want it to have?
That's
I don't
true.
know. Like,
Yeah, and some people just aren't into cars and they will
100%.
dress incredible and drive a smart car,
Yeah.
I think in America it's more of a car culture. In the US, we closely associate people's style and overall personality more with the car they drive. For me, one of the things I like about the AMGs is that you have that performance element, but it still looks very stylish and refined. I think that's
Yeah.
why people like Astons as well, the Bond
Oh my
connection.
God.
It looks like
Absolutely.
a very classy car. But the Corvette delivers probably the most spice for the money as well in terms of appearance.
Yeah.
I mean, people will think it's a Lamborghini if you get one of the newer ones.
Yeah.
People who
I've,
don't
I've
know
had
better.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had this for 3 weeks, and it was in the shop for a week getting the PPF put on. So I haven't really had a lot of like outings with it, really.
Mm.
But since I've had it, I've had more stares and people turning and like, dude, nice car.
Yeah.
I've had more of those in 2 weeks than I've had the entire year and a half I had the Mercedes.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
no one, it's just a Mercedes. Or it just looks like a Mercedes. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
I've always,
Even
I
though,
was always scared of the Corvette because it's it's got that stigma of like the old guy, right?
Sure.
The old 50-year-old gray hair, pot belly, like I'm not Corvette. But this one's different. Like the C8, like the new version, it's attracting a very, very young audience. There's more young guys driving this car than old guys.
That's true. You know, if a young guy has the money for it, that's like one of the number one cars. I live in an apartment building where I think this is a good tip. Get the worst apartment in the most expensive building, because you'll see much more interesting stuff. And some extremely wealthy people live in this building, and the cars that I see coming out of the carport are pretty crazy. But a lot of the Corvettes that I see are driven by younger guys. And they'll do some crazy rapping on it and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
My plan is kind of like what you did for a while is I don't need a car at the moment to make it worth having a monthly payment and insurance. But if I want to do a weekend trip, that's when I can justify taking the 911, taking the Corvette, because it's actually not that expensive as well.
Which is just rent one for the weekend?
Just rent one on Truro, yeah.
Yeah.
It's surprisingly cheap. Yeah. And then you get to experience some new cars and try out. But my dream car is a 911.
Okay.
I actually said to myself, I'm not going to buy a car until I can afford a 911. Hopefully life won't get in the way of that plan.
Any particular one? Like how old would you go if you had pre-owned?
So I have a bit of a fetish for cars from like the late 90s. My first car was a Jaguar XK8, 1999. And I like them because there's no screens. I don't like screens in my car. I want to feel connected with the driving experience and not be distracted by... We have enough modern technology in our lives. So I like just a CD player or a tape player and a radio. And I don't care about interiors particularly. I like something black, something sleek. So yeah, like a late 90s 911.
I had to look it up. Sorry,
ideal. No worries.
The XK8. I was like, I couldn't picture that one.
XK is a beautiful car.
No, I got it.
Yeah. I drove it to Temecula. It was one of the few places it made it to, actually.
Was it a convertible?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. That's a cool car.
It's beautiful. Yeah, and it has a 4-liter. It's just naturally aspirated. Sounds pretty cool. It's more refined as well than a lot of cars of that performance, but I just had so many problems with it. It was insane. So
yeah, you can get into like a 991.2 911, like 2017 and up to I think 20 is a 992 version. But you can get a 991 or 991.2 for around 80, depending on mileage and condition. So it's not horrible. I mean, it's 80 grand, but that's how you can get into a 911. Something like that. That's not crazy old, where you're paranoid that it's going to be in the shop every week.
Yeah, that's my hesitation with older ones. Yeah, because I've been there, done that. And, I think Jaguar does have, especially Jags of that era are particularly bad.
Yeah.
But, I just don't want to, it kills the fun of it. Unless you love doing it yourself and you appreciate, I don't understand really how cars work. I would open up the hood and I'd have my auto instruction manual, how to fix stuff. And I would go, this does not look like this. And I would get frustrated and have to take it in the shop and spend a ton of money. But a lot of the guys that I met through the meetup and here in Chicago are super into cars and they're always working on their cars.
Okay.
A lot of older cars especially. So yeah, the 911 is what I would love because it's also so classic. I don't think there's any other car that people would say is their dream car from like for the last 50 years. People have wanted a 911. So I don't think there's any other car quite like that. Yeah.
No, the one I rented was just a base Carrera. And I think it was a 17 or 18. And it was awesome. It only has, I think the power's underrated, but I think it was rated at like 379 or something horsepower. By today's standards, that's, not very much horsepower, but dude, the launch control on that thing, look out. It's so fun to drive. And the car doesn't weigh that much. All the weight's over the rear end. So the traction is like, it launches like a rocket. Yeah, they're super fun. They're reliable. They just go. Here's the thing about Porsche, though. You could have like a GT3 or a Carrera with like an aero kit on it with a wing. And if you don't know Porsche, you can't tell the difference.
No,
Like a
that's
base
true.
Carrera is like the base model, and a GT3 is, you know, $250,000 or more.
Yeah.
So, but I see, so I want to, how do you, I don't know. I don't know. I think I want something with wings and shit all over it to make it look
That's
like
true.
it.
Just yeah, justifies it. Yeah, because the answer to that is kind of you just buy the Carrera rather, and save yourself half the money. But
Yeah.
yeah, for me, I don't care about like super intense performance. I don't race cars. I'm not going to take it on the track. For me, it's just
Yeah.
it happens to be that the coolest looking cars tend to be the fastest as well. And I'm not into SUVs. I don't like trucks. I hate big cars. For me, the
Yeah.
smaller the car, the slimmer, the better.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally see you as a 911 guy.
Yeah, thank you. That's
Yeah.
a good compliment.
Put it on your vision board.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't have one actually. Do you?
I don't have one. So when I was getting close to trying to put things in order to get an R8, it was on my
Mm.
phone. I
Oh, okay.
got a Google picture of an R8 on my phone. So every time I look at my phone, oh, there's my car.
Mm.
Yeah, I got a T-shirt with an R8 on it. I go to the
Really?
gym, wear my T-shirt with
Wow.
my R8 on it. And I don't know.
Interesting. But it didn't come to fruition yet.
Not yet, not yet. I mean, this is
Yeah,
close. It's a close second. So I'll
it
be
is.
happy with
Yeah.
this for a little while, and then we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Are you into this world of manifesting, visualization, goal setting, things like that?
Yes and no. I don't put a lot of weight on it, but I do set goals
Hmm.
every year, and I talk about it on my channel. Goal setting. I mean, why? Yeah, why not write down stuff that you want to get to? There's goals for the channel. There's financial goals, the
Hmm.
possessions, like the car thing. Um, so for me, it was a little embarrassing
Yeah.
not being able to get the R8 this year because I
Okay.
talked about it back in January or December whenever I made that video. I was like, oh, I'm going to get R8 this year.
Hmm.
And I didn't do it. I got the Corvette. And I was just like, did I fail? I don't know. Maybe. I didn't get the thing that I thought I was going to be able to get, but I didn't not work hard enough to get it.
Hmm.
The channel is what the channel is. I mean, the longer you do this, you can, and I've talked about this, you can work just as hard this month as last month and make half the money.
Yeah.
But you're working just as hard. It's like a car salesman, right? Maybe you just had a bad month. You sold a ton of cars last month, but this month it's just no one's buying. You're working just as hard though. It's not coming together for some reason.
Yeah, you're
So
absolutely right.
like
And I think
not
when we set goals in public, I haven't done this yet, but I'm aware that if I had a goal that I really want to reach, if I make it public, if I mention it in a video, even though I'm sure nobody really cares, that's going to give me a sense of accountability, and that's going to make me more likely to achieve it. But sometimes we don't fail to achieve things because we didn't try hard enough. There's so many different factors that go into play. But I
yeah.
think that also people don't always realize that, especially when they're looking at somebody else's success. My goals aren't really set in stone yet because I've been doing this I'm so new to this that the goals that I set at the start of the year, I've already achieved them. So it's like, okay, well, what do I want to, do I want to get 200,000 by the end of the year? Well, maybe that's too much, but 100,000 seems like it's almost there. So it's hard to set goals in terms of numbers as well because
Yeah.
there's limited things you can do. Yeah. For me, I don't really do like a vision board or I don't meditate or journal or anything like that, but I
Yeah.
definitely have things in my mind that I keep coming back to time and time again.
Yeah.
So like what I think about when I'm laying down and trying to go to sleep, it is kind of a visualization. It's just I'm not doing it for that purpose. It's just what seems to bring me comfort,
Hmm.
and I feel happy that I'm heading toward that direction.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
I was going to ask if you're looking to like get married again and have children, or you think you just want to continue with this lifestyle but with a partner.
Yeah. Definitely no kids.
Mm.
No kids. No, no, no kids. I don't have kids of my own.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I don't want to. I'm good.
Don't want to do that. Yeah.
No, I'm on the back nine now. I'm trying to just sort of yeah. I'm trying to enjoy the time that I have left, right? And
Yeah.
I want to get up and go. I'm too spontaneous. I'm
Right.
always and I'm always out. I'm always doing things. Yeah, no kids. Somebody asked me recently, would I get married again?
Mm.
I don't know. I'm not against it.
Mm.
I'm not against it. Um, is it something I'm trying to like,
Defined.
yeah, is it a goal of mine to get married? No.
Mm.
Um, but I would. I'm not against it, but it's not something it's not on my radar.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I think sometimes you meet women, you've probably been on dates with women like this of a certain age, like especially early 30s, where it's like my goal is to find a husband.
Oh God.
And I think it's okay to date intentionally. Maybe at one point I'll say I'm dating for marriage. I'm dating to find a life partner, but also it's a little bit difficult to put a goal on something that you're only half involved in.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. True. True. Well, here's the thing. If you do speak out, for example, a 9/11,
Yeah.
whatever, you know, um, on your channel, people will remember that and they'll call you on it.
Yeah,
It'll
that's
come in out of
true.
the blue. Like people that you probably talked about it 8 months ago, and then somebody will leave a comment and say, "Hey, how's that 9/11 coming?" They're listening.
Yeah.
They're listening. Like your
Yeah,
key
that's true.
people, like they're totally listening.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's
I love that.
it's so in the future for me because like for now, imagine if somebody came and they said, "Oh, here's your 911, sir." I'd go, "Okay, well, I've got to pay $400 a month to park it. I don't know where I'm going to drive it. I'm going to have to pay, $25 for a valet when I could have just walked to the restaurant. It would be so much hassle." So for me, it's hard to imagine when I'll be at the point in my life where I even want these things. Like some of my goals are having a wife and children and having a house to support them and all these things, but it's the future in which that exists is like almost impossible to see right now.
Hmm.
It's so misty. I don't even know what's going to happen in the next year or two.
Yeah.
But I know none of those things are going to be in it yet. Yeah.
Don't say that. How
Well,
can
no,
you
but I
say
don't
that?
want them. But I don't want them to be.
Oh,
Like
okay, okay,
I
okay.
don't want to be married with a child in 2 years.
Okay.
I don't know if I want the 9/11. Maybe it would be a lot of hassle for me. But I want to be able to have them at some point in the future.
Okay. That's good enough.
Yeah, that's the goal. Yeah.
That's good enough. Dude, we got to get together in person one of these days.
I would love to. Yeah, if I am ever back in LA,
Or likewise,
then
if I'm out your way.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. It would be great. It would be great.
Cool. Thanks for having me on, dude. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate your time. Absolutely.
Of course,
All
man.
right.
Take care.
Have a good afternoon. Take
All right,
care.
you too.
All right. We went on for a while there. Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
no, how long was that?
It was like an hour and 45.
Oh shit.
Next week on the Gent Z podcast, I am joined by Oki of Ask Oki, also known to his fans as Prof. Thank you for listening to this week's episode, and remember to always be a gentleman.